Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. It's Monday morning and about 60 degrees. A little chilly, but it feels good. A little after 7 o'clock in the morning, and the sun just came up here in Florida. And I thought I'd go for a short walk to start off this day and talk about almost like a Mitch News kind of thing. I do this kind of putting myself out there as a guinea pig. I don't know of another single YouTube influencer, if I can be called an influencer, in this space that's even close to my age. The Ken Berries and the Shawn Bakers are either in their mid-50s or younger, and I'm approaching 77 years old. And I started doing this so that those of us that are getting older, the ones that are really suffering most from all the chronic conditions that are plaguing us, can have an example, can have somebody that they can look at and say, wow, this guy's older than me, he's doing it, and he's being honest with us about what's happening to him. So that's what I've been doing, and I think the most important thing that you should know is how is this lifestyle actually affecting my health. Now, I did report about my blood tests from last year, but it's coming on my annual physical at the VA, and in a couple of weeks I'm going to go get all my blood work done again, at least the blood work that the VA thinks is important. I've been feeling pretty good. I've cut back on the exercise a little because at my age I think I've accomplished what I want, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on it and doing moderate exercise, a little walking, a couple days a week, pushing some weights. The most important thing for me right now is not to hurt my joints. I'm going to put the numbers in this video that my digital scale tells me. And that digital scale is kind of a neat thing, because while the numbers of body fat percentage and BMI and all that stuff may not be 100% accurate, and like a DEXA scan might be, they can at least show relative changes. And it's very interesting. This morning, I weighed myself. And I weigh myself every couple weeks on that scale. It can drive you crazy to weigh yourself every day. But this morning I weighed 137.5 pounds, which is right at the lowest I've been. I also noticed that I started in August of 2022 after being on keto for a while, and the best I did was 156 pounds. So going from keto to carnivore has made all these changes, and you're going to see what these changes were, because I'm going to show you all the graphs. And I hope it's not boring for you, but this is what it's done to me. And I would think that if anybody is watching my videos, it's for two reasons. Number one, for my fabulous recipes and kitchen prowess. And number two, to see what is really happening to me. Because I can't think of another single thing that might give you more confidence to do this for yourself than more and more people coming out there in public with real information, with no personal agenda, other than to say, well, I did it and here's what happened. So decide for yourself. Here's my blood pressure this morning, and 123/68 with a pulse of 61 beats per minute. When I started on Carnivore, my blood pressure required 2 medications, and I've been off medications now for over a year. 16 months ago when I started, I weighed 156 pounds. That was after being on keto for almost a year. That's the best I could do. 16 months later on Carnivore, this morning, 137.5 pounds. So yes, I have lost weight. The question is, have I lost too much weight? I don't think so. My body mass index has gone from 22.4 down to 19.9 in the 16 months. That's at the lower end of the range of what's normal for 5'10", somebody my height and age, and I'm very pleased with that. Yeah, likewise, I'm also pleased with my body fat percentage, which went down from 18.8% down to 15.2%, which puts it smack in the middle of the normal range. They say it's unhealthy for older people to get their body fat percentage too low, but I think a 15% body fat is just right. One of the most important measurements, it seems, when you listen to all the health advice, is visceral fat, the fat around our organs, which seems to be responsible for so many bad things. And it's one of the most important indicators I look at, and mine is way down at the bottom of the range, which I think is great. It says 3. I don't know what 3 means, but on a scale, if you look, you'll see that 3 is way down at the bottom of the green. I'm very happy with that. And last, let's look at BMI, Body Mass Index. This is the number that most people use to tell if you're skinny or fat. My BMI is 19.9, which is near the bottom of the normal range, which goes from 18.5 to 25. I am tickled to death with that, even though people tell me I'm too skinny. As long as my BMI is above 18.5%, I think I'm just right. So it's a beautiful, cool day here, and after all that, after editing and looking at all the charts and graphs, my conclusion is that this has absolutely been perfect for me. I'm not perfect. I stick pretty strictly to Carnivore, but I have my bad habits. Like most of us do, I drink a couple cups of coffee with caffeine a day. I don't see anything triggering my addictions. Been stretching out my cooking a little bit, including things that generally are considered bad by the public, fried foods especially, but I think doing it the way we're doing it with the healthy fats and the zero grain quote breadcrumbs, they're actually pork rind crumbs, I think that we're allowing ourselves a little variety, and whereas I usually say variety is where you start to trigger your addictions, I think that these tasty little versions of carnivore food that we're making actually help satisfy all of our needs for a small amount of variety with absolutely no chance of creating cravings to go out to Popeyes and get fried chicken with batter and breading cooked in seed oils. At least I haven't experienced any of that. My blood work's coming up pretty soon. I'll share it all with you probably in a month or so. And every day I'm just convinced more and more that this is absolutely the lifestyle that I should maintain for the rest of my life. Whether you do it, that's totally up to you. Whether you think you're like me or I'm some special person that can do it and you can't, I can't help you there. But I can show you, as I approach my 77th birthday, that go ahead and compare me to the average 77-year-old that's still alive, because half of them in this country are dead by this time. And you tell me if you think that what I'm doing is setting a good example for you or a bad example, because it goes against all the conventional wisdom and the medical community. So with that, just take the rest of the day off, enjoy it, eat meat.